Hello, good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, CD loses 40% value to the dollar in the first 9 months of this year, ranking it as the second worst performing currency in the world in the 147th position. That's according to Bloomberg. Also, oil marketing companies begin reviewing prices of petrol at pumps upwards, with Total Energies selling a litre of petrol at 11 cedis 10 pesos. And also, Kojo finally closes deal with some banks to raise up $1.3 billion, with a signing ceremony expected later today. I am Pius, Kojo, Backah. Let's now settle for the details. The Ghana cedi lost almost 40% in value to the US dollar in the first 9 months, ranking it as the second worst performing currency in the world in the 147th position, according to Bloomberg. This decline in the local currency against the American currency is the worst in over 3 decades. Charles Nixon Yeboah brings you some perspective.
This performance of the cedi also ranked it as the worst among 23 top-performing currencies on the African continent. In the last 3 months, the local currency lost almost 21% in value to the world's most important currency. The situation was worse in the month of August. The cedi's woes this year has been complicated by the poor fiscal state of the economy, causing a downgrade of the country's credit rating by all the 3 top rating agencies in the world. This, as a result, led to liquidation of some investment of Government of Ghana bonds by investors, further worsening the situation. It has also caused high inflation in the country. However, the expected $1.3 billion cocoa syndication loan, of which the first tranche of inflows may come this month, will help slow down the rate of depreciation of the cedi significantly in the short term. Again, the expected economic program that the government is seeking from the International Monetary Fund may halt the rapid fall of the local currency in the medium term. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka rupee is the worst performing currency in the world at the 148th position.
Charles Nixon Yeboah with that business desk report there. In a related development, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, that's GUTA, is calling on government to, as a matter of urgency, peg the dollar for the purpose of duty payments at least quarterly to mitigate the plight of the business community. According to the association, the weekly exchange rate computed by the Customs Division is impacting negatively on its members. Joseph Tetepadi speaks for GUTA.
We were promised that there was going to be an injection that would stabilize, but still, it's still going up. In recent times, we have also seen that when you go to the port, the rate at which we used to clear our goods has moved from 8.2 to about 9.5. The exchange rate, it comes from BOG. We don't know what informed or what prompted them to increase the exchange rate from 8.
Joseph Tetepadi is the Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA. What a better time now to talk about the currency and its performance. The cedi began the week going for 10 cedis 48 pesos to the dollar. It is also selling at 11 cedis 33 pesos to the pound sterling. On the other hand, it is trading at 9 cedis 93 pesos. To one of our headline stories now, and some oil marketing companies have started reviewing prices of petroleum products at the pumps. Total Energies has taken the lead by reducing the price of diesel to 13 cedis 99 pesos per litre. However, that of petrol has gone up marginally, with a litre now selling at 11 cedis 10 pesos per litre. These adjustments were made at the pumps last night. Now, the review is coming at a time that the price of crude oil have witnessed some significant drop over the past 3 weeks. However, the depreciation of the cedi has made it difficult for consumers to witness significant drop in the price of petroleum products on the local market. Meanwhile, crude oil is selling at $87 a barrel this morning. Gold went up by more than $2 to open trading at $1,662.78 cents an ounce. Cocoa also gained $27 and trading at $2,354 a ton. Now, to some other news. Cocoa Board has finally reached a deal with some banks to raise up to $1.3 billion. Joy Business is learning that the agreement was finalized over the weekend. This will now pave the way for the virtual signing of the loan agreement to be done later today. But what are the challenges that lie ahead of Cocoa Board despite clearing the hurdle? George Yafe has the rest of the story.
We understand that the signing would not be characterized by the usual fanfare associated with the cocoa loan syndication agreement. The deal was finally closed over the weekend after some concerns with how an old debt will be cleared with one of the leading banks for the deal was reached, as well as the way forward when it comes to reviewing the producer price for cocoa purchase for this crop season. Joy Business understands that with the agreement reached with the banks just over the weekend, some $700 million should hit Bank of Ghana's account at the London International Bank in the coming days before it is moved to Kojo's account at Bank of Ghana here in Accra. The central bank would then take the dollars and give the cedi equivalent to Kokobot. The inflows may go a long way to help in stabilizing the Ghana cedi. Kokobot, together with government, may now be able to go ahead and review the producer price for cocoa, as we understand that delays in closing the loan agreement also affected the announcement of this new price for cocoa purchases for this crop season.
My colleague George Wiafe with that report there. To some revenue-related stories, the Ghana Revenue Authority has assured that it will intensify education on the electronic invoicing to rake in the needed revenue. The electronic invoicing, which commenced on Saturday, October 1, 2022, is aimed at improving government revenue as well as accurately capture the income of businesses in the informal sector. Speaking to Joy Business, the Commissioner of Domestic Tax, Edward Apente Jambra, said GRA is sensitizing large taxpayers in the country as the first phase starts with players in that sector.
The objective of the e-invoicing is to deploy VAT invoicing technology that will improve on our revenue collection and provide insight into the entire invoicing mechanism within country for.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Revenue Authority has descended on vehicle servicing stations in parts of Accra for flouting the value-added tax laws. The enforcement action is part of moves by the authority to clamp down on entities evading taxes, leading to loss of revenue to the state. The latest GRA action was focused on auto servicing shops in the Adenta municipality. Here is a report.
The latest GRA action was focused on auto servicing shops in the Adenta municipality. The shops include L-G&D Auto Services, Unimec, and Auto Clinic. Here is leader of the compliance and enforcement team at the GRA, Nathaniel Tete.
The mechanic shops or auto shops we realized that they've all registered for VAT, except one. Two have registered for VAT, and they are issuing. We saw them issuing. We saw VAT receipts has been issued, but they have their own receipt books or invoices that they also issue aside the VAT invoice, and that is where the illegality comes.
At the Auto Clinic Center, Managing Director challenged the officers, saying he made efforts to register for VAT, but GRA officials were frustrating the process.
We shall bring you more report on this operation in our subsequent bulletins. Now, management of the Electricity Company of Ghana says it is unable to mention the amount of money lost following days of interruptions in the purchase of electricity credits by customers. Customers using both new and old prepaid meters in parts of the country were unable to purchase electricity. According to the Power Distribution Company, it is currently carrying out investigations into circumstances leading to the disruptions while auditing their system. Charles Ni Ayiku is manager of external communications at ECG.
Currently, no information about that. We are concentrating and focusing more on restoring the system. We are conducting the auditing of our systems too. So kindly bear with us. At the appropriate time, this information will come out. I understand that we as a company owe our customers a lot of answers.
Manager External Communications at ECG, Charles Ni Ayiku, speaking on the probe last night with MFA Apau. Now, to the stock market, and the bearish performance of the Ghana Stock Exchange is expected to continue this week as more listed shares will shed value. Let's now hear from Evelyn Lavi of Databank Research on how your investment will fare this week.
The stock market's indices closed lower last week as losses in three equities outweighed three gainers. GCB Bank led the gainers list, increasing by 30 pesos to 4 cedis, while Ecobank Ghana and Axis Bank followed, gaining 4 pesos and a peso to close at 6.64 cedis and 4 cedis 1 peso respectively. On the other hand, Standard Chartered Bank, MTN Ghana, and Well ended the week on the losing side, shedding 8 pesos, 3 pesos, and 2 pesos to close at 20.16 cedis, 0.88 cedis, and 1.77 cedis respectively. As a result, the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index declined by 1.13% week on week to record a year-to-date loss of 11.8%. Based on the outstanding bids and offers on the trading floor last week, we expect SIC Insurance, Ecobank Ghana, and Standard Chartered Bank prices to decline due to selling pressures on these counters. For Joy Business Reports, Evelyn Lavey of Data Bank Research.
And you heard Evelyn Lavey with Data Bank Research with a review of trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange this week. And then the Joy Business Report with me, Pius, Kojo, Backah. Back to you, Kojo.